All right, trucks at Dover. Settings do not matter for this qual lap. We are not using brake, and steering settings are personal preference. I run 14 to 1 and 0 on the offset in the trucks. Yeah, we're not using any brake. You can get away with almost full throttling, but what we do is we kind of dive bomb the corners and then let full out of the gas. You potentially could do a little brake tap, but I don't find that you need to because you're off the gas for such a little amount of time and you get right back on it. And on a perfect world, you can full throttle it off that, but you'll most likely go back to like 80%. Do 2 laps here. First one probably doesn't have quite the speed of the second lap. So, back on. I touched the brakes a little bit there out of habit. That was decent. 3 and 4, you have to diamond a little bit more than 1 and 2 because there's less grip in this corner for whatever reason. All right, let's see if we have more speed here. 1 and 2, we can push pretty darn hard. Yeah. Then 3 and 4, just diamonded a little bit more than we did in 1 and 2. Ooh, that's not very diamond. It's gonna be sketchy, sketchy, it's gonna be sketchy, sketchy. Eee! I told you. I was like, yeah, I did not diamond this enough. I am going to be really loose on exit because if I'm not diamonding the corner, that means I have to get more of my angle on the exit. That was wild. Okay. So that was kind of funny. I called it. I called my shot. So you don't really need a run up for this. You can start up kind of high and then cut down low. But if you do that too late, you don't even have the speed. You more just want to make sure that you run a line so that your nose is pointed down the track as you're exiting 4. Because 4 is really low grip, especially compared to 2. So we want our nose to be pointed down. And then no matter where we're on the track, we should be fine. Okay. Turn 1. So I full throttle over this little hump here that gets you into the corner. But I want to make sure that my car is lined up with the bottom, like left tire aimed at the apron, pretty much, or right on the line. So left tire aimed at the line, going full throttle over the hump. Once I go over the hump, I do a full lift and then ease back on the throttle, probably to like 50, 60 at first, but then really trying to get full throttle earlier. I probably can go full throttle earlier than that. 1 and 2, you have a little bit more grip than you think, and 3 and 4, you have a little less grip than you think. So if we take that at full speed, like I could probably be more right there. And definitely full throttle a little earlier. Like that's a bit of a conservative exit. The same thing here, okay? Point nose at the bottom, full throttle over the hump, and now, actually, you know what? Let me go to a lap I did earlier, just messing around. You can see here, this is a better example. I let the car slide up a little bit more so that I can get that nose angle down. Oh, I got loose there too as well. Jeez. Did I not do... I'm not learning my own lesson here. You want to slide up the track just a little bit. Like, probably... I don't know what happened to my spec map. Probably another quarter lane up. Like if my left sides were like right here, I think that's where I would want to be. But again, you don't want to go up there if you don't have the speed to back it up. So my car landed right here, and so I just took it for what it was. I'm going to keep my rotation, and I'm really going to try to cut down as much as I can on exit right here. But from here, I know that like I have a lot of steering wheel for full throttle. But I'm trying to get a good time, you know? So if you're faced with this position where you're kind of too low to cut back down, then you could ride this 75% throttle for longer, and then you won't have the sketchiness. But if you're like pushing for lap time, you can just rodeo the car off the right rear. But tire saving is completely different at Dover. Tire saving is all about getting the car to turn, make that diamond shape and turn back down the track without using the steering wheel to induce it. Because we don't want to scrub the tires to get the car to turn back down. We want just the car's natural momentum to bring it back down. So a little brake tap at the top really helps with that. It's probably not the best for speed. You're probably a little bit slower to get back on the throttle. A little brake tap early, and then we turn back down. So that's probably a little too slow to be race viable. I want to be about a tenth faster than that. So cut down, brake a little earlier, and then get back on the gas early. We're really just trying to get back on the gas early here. Dang it, I give up so much time with that exit. Little brake tap to induce the turn down. That's a little bit better. That's a little more race viable. I don't think you're going to get really taken advantage of with that. There we go. So a little brake tap to induce the turn down instead of the wheel, and that's what saves the tire. Just trying to keep the car under you the whole time. That was a little bit of rear wear there. You can hear the sliding. But again, still go full throttle over the hump, but then a little tap as I start coming back up the track to get it to help turn back down. We'll ease off over the hump. Little brake tap, back on. And then as the tires wear off, we can't be as aggressive on the throttle. We might have to ride partial throttle for a little bit just to avoid sliding. You just want to not slide these tires. 1 and 2, pretty gripped up. Don't have to worry about that too much. 3 and 4, very low grip levels on the exit. So really, let me just like ride 70% throttle here. You know, it's just be patient, and then go full throttle at the end. That's a lot better on the rear tire. Both tires are going to be very important this race. This race usually goes green because, well, maybe not usually. It definitely, I've seen it go green before though. Because it's very hard to go too wide here because this is so high. I broke my own rule. I went full throttle. So don't go full throttle there when your tires are more than a couple laps old. Very, very bad secondary grooves. So this is going to single file out, and if this can single file out, very unlikely you're going to get too many cautions after a single files out. Okay, so now I'm going to listen to my own advice and ride the partial throttle until I can make a straight shot out of the corner. Very good. Let's pick up the pace a little bit here. I think I still got it in my tires. So early throttle, getting a little tight there. Maybe that's just the life that's out of the tires already. This place does chew up tires. Okay, partial throttle. Patient, 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 patient. Then full throttle after we kind of get into that last part of the corner. I'll try to show you one last time in 3 and 4. There's a part of the corner where if you have too much wheel input and full throttle, it's like a recipe for spinning out. And so we enter the corner, a little brake tap to get us back down, the partial throttle, and then right at about the pit line, you kind of really enter that point where if you are full throttle with a lot of wheel, right as you get to the pit line, you're pretty much going to spin. Now let me show you what you don't want to do in terms of wearing tires. What you don't want to do is overdrive corner entry and then turn the wheel a ton to get it turned back down. You can just see, feel, hear how that scrubs tires. So we just want to find that line where we're not scrubbing our tires, and then you can push that line as much as you want. 96, 92, so very good. A lot of that right rear wear was from me sliding off of turn 4. So if you take that out of the equation, pretty even tire wear, and definitely good on the right front especially. All right, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on the track.